Welcome back to another GigaBash premiere. I'm Zongyi, game designer for GigaBash.
Hi, I'm Boon Kyung, also a game designer for GigaBash. We are super excited to have you with us today.
Today, we'll be introducing our upcoming DLC, GigaBash Final Ascension DLC. Stay tuned with us, and this will be the huge one.
As usual, let's just watch the trailer and see what we have in store for you.
Welcome back. Once again, the world of GigaBash is in grave danger. The impending doom comes in the form of Zakura. His existence threatens to wipe out everything Gigaman stands to protect, including the Earth itself.
Gigaman, as we all know and love, is a hero that mysteriously went into retirement around 20 years ago, and due to some unknown reason, he shrunk back into action, although he's really out of shape. In this DLC, it has ascended and gained a new form, Gaia Gigaman.
Let's dive into the character showcase and see what these two titans are capable of. The one and only champion of justice, reborn in searing fire to deliver swift reckoning, Gigaman returns stronger than ever, draped in a radiant shroud of aura flames that burns with a newfound blinding intensity. As we all know, Gigaman's abilities are all about flashiness and being over the top. We took that up a notch. Let's take a look at it together. During his special attack, Gaia Gigaman does minor damage around him and knocks the enemy upwards. This also enhances Gaia Gigaman's next move, giving it more power and speed in exchange for HP. Gaia Gigaman dashes forward and locks onto the first enemy hit, unleashing a rapid barrage of spirit punches. In his enhanced state, his attack speed increases significantly, creating visible trails of light in the enemy's wake. And in true Gigaman fashion, the light trail forms a big G. For his ultimate, Gaia Gigaman teleports behind his opponent in an instant, launching them skyward with a devastating kick that sends them hurtling into outer space. Before they can recover, he follows up with a relentless speed blitz. Striking faster than the eye can track, he finishes with a massive energy beam that smashes the enemy straight back down to their original position.
Moving on to Zakura, as many of you have already said, he is an aberration of unimaginable origin. Forged from the Ascension itself, Zakura rises as Chaos Incarnate, the Devourer of Stars, destined to pass a final judgment upon all creation.
But words can only describe so much. Now, it's time to see how the Chaos translates into GigaBash Arena. Let's see what he can do.
Zakura's special attack changes form based on his current position. When activated on the ground, he launches into the air and enters the air stance, updating his basic and special move to their aerial version. When activated mid-air, he crashed down with an Imperious landing, entering a ground stun and changing his basic and special move accordingly. For Zakura's block basic, he stepped the ground with his tail and roars. Jet of Giga energy erupt from the ground in expanding rings. Going further as the attack is held longer, it can be used in the air to cause the ring to go inwards instead. For Zakura's ultimate, he concentrates Giga energy into the core to unleash a deluge of flames that stretches throughout the arena, devouring enemy in an incandescent fury. The Inferno surges outward in relentless waves, searing the battlefield with radiant heat and overwhelming force, leaving nothing untouched by its purifying blaze.
That wraps up their abilities. As we mentioned earlier, this is a jam-packed DLC, so hang tight as we reveal more of what's coming.
We know many of you have been asking for more story mode. We have seen the comment, the Discord chat, the pings, and we hear you.
Alongside with the new characters, this DLC adds a new Gigaman story chapter. It dives into the cause of his downfall, his return to face his greatest challenge yet, and the moment he ascends into his new form, Gaia Gigaman.
To help bring this story to life, we have created two brand new map sets in a location that feel both familiar and unfamiliar.
Yefan City is an eclectic fusion of modern development and enduring tradition, and marks our first map set in China, inspired by the real-world city of Chongqing. A wide river splits the arena into two, with each side showcasing a distinct architectural identity. With plenty of verticality and unique environmental mechanics, Yefan City is designed to feel like a grand battlefield.
Our second map is called Fractured Earth. This is a place where the rules of the world feels broken. What force has reshaped the surface into something so alien, resembling the landscape that are usually hidden deep within the Earth's core? Fractured Earth is directly tied to the events of the new story mode chapter, and as you play through it, the answer behind the devastation will slowly be revealed. And of course, with the new maps, there are new sets of BGMs, fast tracks to set the mood, build the tension, and make every battle feels bigger, louder, and more epic than ever.
Now that we have walked through the new content, let's step into the workspace of the artists and designers to take a look at how these characters and maps came into life in this DLC.
Our goal with Gaia Gigaman was to translate his years of accumulated wisdom and strength into a drastically more heroic symbol of hope that feels stronger and fresher than ever. This presented the unique challenge of elevating him into a godlike figure while carefully preserving his original identity, a balance that we ultimately achieved by drawing inspiration from the sky god Horus to align his new proportions with this powerful vision.
Animating him was quite challenging for us. When it came to the teleporting attacks, which is his charge basic, we needed to estimate the enemy hit stun to ensure Gaia Gigaman's teleport to impact transition maintain a smooth animation flow. Furthermore, Gaia Gigaman has a much extended and very different ultimate. We have to go back and forth in setting up in the engine with the designer and engineers. Fortunately, we got his ultimate working exactly what we wanted, and we can't wait for the player to see it.
Gaia Gigaman has that over-the-top anime vibe. When designing his skill effect, we drew inspiration from many classic anime and games titles that, as an anime fan myself, I found this creative process is very enjoyable and rewarding. Of course, there's always a challenge behind a great visual. To present the energy was ignited from his core rather than a power that is granted from outside. We repeatedly refines the motions and the texture of the energy just to get the directions correct. We hope that the player feel that this is more than just energy, but it's something that also feel carry real weights from the characters.
In the beginning, when we are designing Zakura, our intention for him was clear and precise. We want him to be a show stealer. It's all about power and that menacing look. So we took inspirations and elements from two of our previous characters and dialed it up a notch, enhance it further by adding more horns and spikes, but at the same time we gave him a more flowy look to make him look like he's constantly on fire, engulfed in flame. And honestly, one of the biggest challenge when designing Zakura was how are we supposed to balance that sense of agility and his big chunky proportion without compromising his overall maneuverability, his range of motions. And that is one of the running challenges we have while we are designing Zakura in general.
Zakura was an interesting animation challenge, mostly because his body volume and limb designs are so different, with his tiny hands and two massive whips on his back. Polishing the tentacles and tail was the hardest part. Since he's quite stubby, it took a while to get used to designing a silhouette that actually looked good from the game's top-down view. But animating him was a lot of fun too. The Gecko Whip combo opened up many creative possibilities for his poses and acting choices. In the end, I think Zakura is an amazing addition to the roster. The flashy VFX and unique animations really sells the power trip when you are playing him.
Zakura's flames are a split of two different colors, green when he's in the air and red when he's on the ground. When working on this, I wanted the energy colors to blend smoothly without getting messy. Hence, I used gradient blending and rhythmic timing so the peaks offset each other. That way, only one color dominates at a time, and it keeps the visual clean and polished.
The team also wanted something different for our new map, Fractured Earth. Instead of the usual playful, fun, and upbeat music, we wanted to create something more akin to a big JRPG boss fight to emulate a feeling of epicness and grandness of scale. The music was based on the GigaBash main theme. We used a melody from it to create the intro for this particular map's background music. We added in more brass instruments and even took references from fantasy, post-apocalyptic action anime.
And that's it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. The GigaBash Final Ascension DLC will launch on all platforms: Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Stove, and Epic on 26 March 2026, 8 PM PDT.
Honestly, I can't believe it's already our 8th DLC in the making. To the fans who have been with us throughout the years, thank you so much for the love and support. And to those who are new here, we can't wait to see you in the arena. Until then, keep gigabashing.